rapper Ice Spice recently caught flack for apparently using an AI-generated photo as her album cover, but now it seems like she has more pressing allegations to address. Another artist by the name of Baby Storme, self-identified as her former best friend, took to Twitter on Saturday to accuse Ice Spice, whose real name is Isis, of troubling behavior, being fatphobic, being a colorist, and much more. And now Ice Spice is trending all over Twitter, with many people having differing opinions on this whole situation. So let's get into it. Now, before we get on to everything that was put out, I do want to say that this is currently one-sided, and Ice Spice has not spoken out yet. These are purely accusations at this point, unverified, so keep that in mind. But Baby Storme and Ice Spice had been friends since grade school and high school, and Baby Storme admitted that Ice Spice was allegedly her high school bully and that they ended up making up afterwards and became friends. Some people feel like it seems like Storme's main goal in this situation was to expose Ice Spice for selling her soul, allegedly. And some people feel like she's just mad that Ice Spice is doing better than her in her music career. I mean, watching someone that was your best friend excel at a more prevalent and faster rate in the same industry that you're in is probably going to provoke jealousy. But some people do think there is some truth to some of the things her ex-friend had to say about her. So let's get into it. So it all started when Storme made this tweet that said, "The next person to be exposed will be my ex-best friend, Isis, or as y'all know her, Ice Spice." She then posted a photo of them together, and this is where she starts releasing tweet after tweet after tweet. She starts off saying, "This is Cleo, the girl who chose to be her best friend to the public, when in reality it was me behind the scenes. Cleo and her are not really best friends. Isis has always hated Cleo, but she used her so she could appear closer to blackness. She also lied about being Nigerian. She stole that from me." Someone asked why she was coming forward with all these accusations just now after all this time, and she said, "Because unfortunately I thought she was a real friend. I've known her since we were 13. We went to the same grade school and high school, Sacred Heart in Yonkers, New York. We met in 8th grade. She was my high school bully. I forgave her after high school because she apologized for bullying me. She only tried to rekindle with me when I started doing music and got some motion. She used my connections and resources to make her way to the top and pretend to be my friend. She forced everyone in her life to sign an NDA, including me, but the only person I'm signed to is God. So I will speak the truth." Before Storme went on to the accusations, she started off by posting this long-ass message that she supposedly sent to Ice Spice confronting her. She says, "This message is long overdue, because despite everything you've done, I genuinely wanted to believe you were a real friend, but the reality is you are not one, have never been one, and will never be one. You and I were not close in high school because you were a bully. You knew you stole my best friend, LOL, and took every opportunity you could to throw it in my face and laugh. You knew it genuinely hurt me, but you're a person who genuinely takes pleasure in other people's pain. I moved on and left all of you behind. Then in 2019, you reached out to me after I started pursuing my music career. I was surprised at the time to see it coming from you. Lucy also reached out to me trying to support all of a sudden. As for Lucy, I knew it was fake, but I now realized it was for the both of you. You only supported me at the time, just in case. But again, I wanted to believe it was real. In that same conversation, you told me you wanted to pursue music. I supported you and told you that you should. In January of 2021, my first song went viral. You reached out to me after that and planned for us to hang out. At that point, I hadn't seen you in 5 years. I drove to EJ's house to pick you up, and one of the first things you said when you got into my car was, "Also, I'm sorry if I was a bit in high school." I said, "It's okay." Then we went to get lunch. On our way there, you told me you stopped being friends with her years ago. You spent the whole car ride talking about how fake Lucy was and all these reasons why you stopped being friends with her. You were only friends with me at that time because you saw my emotion and wanted to be acquainted. You pretended to be a real friend, but again, I didn't want to believe otherwise. A few months later, I moved to California. I told you that you were always welcome to visit. You texted me one day and asked if you could stay with me as a favor. I said yes. I happily opened up my home to you. When I found out you came with EJ but left him to sleep on the floor of Jordan's apartment while you were comfortably staying at my place, I opened up my home to him as well, someone I didn't even know at the time. I let you both stay with me for 2 weeks. Within that time, you pretended to be a friend. You accidentally let it slip that you, Lucy, and Treya all went to egg my house, but you said you were coming clean. At that time, I was on okay terms with Lucy until you told me what had happened, and I cut ties with her for good and never looked back. Thank God. You even spoke to my mom about the situation, making it seem like it was all her and not you. For years, you told me you could never be friends with Lucy again because of the person she was, but the truth is, you two belong together. I want to make it clear that you are not my friend, and when the time comes, I will expose to the world the real person you truly are. Count your days. While Storme was going on this whole Twitter tirade, someone had asked her, was she ever a colorist? That's something many people have wanted to know about her. She erased most of her tweets before 2020. She responded yes and posted these screenshots of what appears to be a message from MySpace that says, but then she'll be like, I'm dark-skinned, so I always have to work harder than everyone. Some girl on Twitter stooped low, so I went to hell. And she responded, this is actually true, but only partially. They even emailed me asking me to post it. I ignored it, of course, but still, she has better songs, honestly, but still no fan base. Which I understand, but let's not act like she's not one of the chosen dark-skins, because she does benefit from pretty privilege still and for being skinny. Booty drop. And the sad part is, I was too scared to put her in her place. I was afraid of her, but not anymore. Someone made an interesting comment and said, why were you scared back then to expose her? You obviously wanted to do this because you see her doing way better than you are. Someone said, nobody should be taking this woman serious. This is the same Looney Tune that went into Targets to disrupt the peace and say it was when they kicked her out. She doesn't care about black women. She has a song dropping and needs to promote it. But Storme has been continuing to put out tweets. She says she is also fatphobic and many other things. And by the way, I'm only telling you guys about 1% of it. Believe it or not, this is nothing. Peep, she a better community. She is referring to dark-skins. I usually don't respond to people, but how are you gonna make a whole graph and on top of that mention Down syndrome? Like the she a better Twitter community preying on my downfall. Same, and I'll go with them. Someone responded to her saying, girl, don't take all this to the internet. These people don't care about you or your well-being. They just want drama. Address this with people you trust who love you and want the best for you. And she responded, I know they don't, but I don't care because I'm actually a good person, and when shit hits the fan, no one will be able to say I didn't warn you guys. As I said before, the people laughing at me now will be the same ones crying later, so let them laugh. She then claims that Ice Spice cheated on her producer, who was apparently her boyfriend at some point in time, and that this person that she allegedly cheated on with Riot USA was the rapper Lil TJ. EJ Riot is her producer and boyfriend since 2019. He was the real mastermind behind her career and the one who pushed her to rap. She cheated on him with TJ and then rapped about it on their song together. If you don't believe me, just go back and read the lyrics to Gangsta Boo. But this time, read carefully. They were talking about him. She knows no loyalty, not even to the person who has always been there for her, Riot. And the top comment to this was, this makes you look so trifling, because you held all this information until you had your own issue with her. But then she continues on tweeting even the next 24 hours. She hasn't stopped. She says, ISIS did everything in her power to make sure my career would never take off. She did everything you could possibly think of and more, but I'm not afraid of her anymore. This is the truth. Anyways, guys, Ice Spice has not spoken out on the situation at all yet, but Storme's tweets and all these accusations she is making against her are definitely getting millions and millions of views. It's definitely interesting to know whether or not Ice Spice is going to address any of this or if she's just going to ignore it. But people definitely have differing opinions about this whole situation. Some people are believing some of what she has to say, but others think that Storme is either doing this to push her new song that's coming out and get traction on that, and others just think that she is just unhinged because some of the stuff that she is posting on her TikTok have been very questionable over the last couple of weeks.
Donald Trump is going to be assassinated this year before the upcoming 2024 election. His death is what is ultimately going to cause a civil war in the United States.
But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.